Hey guys, what's going on and welcome to a brand new video. This is your review for the Leeds United 1, Nottingham Forest 3, all the other way around because Forest were at home, but who gives a shit? We were shit, and this is my second time making this video because guess what? I already made it and it was all choppy and laggy, so I have to redo it. So I already have to re-talk about this game that I don't want to fucking talk about today. But yeah, we can talk about the team and how the board again, but let's go into the goals. Let's start with the team and go through the goals. The first goal, we went 1-0 up. Good play. Longstaff wins the header flick on. That flick on then goes to Okafor. Okafor does well to beat his man, get into the space, played into Aronson. Aronson did the right thing, plays into Mecha. Mecha, guess what? Look what happens when you have a proper striker up front. Look what happens when you have a striker who can put the ball in the back of the net. Not Pirro, not DCL, definitely. Lucas Mecha. Beautiful finish in the bottom corner. Leeds United take a 1-0 lead. And then 2 minutes after we scored, they score. And again, this is not from a cutback, but it's very similar in the positioning. Ampadu gets beat too easy. The cross comes in. Perry makes a save. And guess where it lands? Where the penalty area is, with no one around him. So we're stuck in Longstaff. It's just like last week against Brighton when the midfield weren't there and it was just open space and the cutbacks. This one wasn't a cutback, but it's in the same position of like, where's the midfielders in the box defending? They're not there. I don't know where the hell they are and what they're doing. The midfielder just not there in the box defending like they should be. And there you go. It's a free tap in, basically. He put in the back of the net. It wasn't that hard. It was no one around him. Open chance. Bang. Back of the net. 1-1. Go to halftime 1-1. And I'm like, I'll take a point. I was sound at this point. I was like, I'll take a point. We didn't look great after after we scored. We looked poor. They looked like the better team. They had 10 shots in the first half, which they said, I think that's what they said. And they said, oh, this is the most shot they've had in this calendar year. The most shots they've had in one half in this calendar year. So that's great. That was a record they got against us. Shock. But yeah, I was like 1-1. Yes, they've had a lot of shots, but hey, we're looking all right. It's 1-1. I'll take a point at the end of this game. Second half starts. 59th minute, they make 3 subs. 68th minute, one of those subs in Hutchison puts the ball in for Gibbs White to score a header. And again, open. You have both defenders, both centre backs. You have Biol. And you've got Rodon. I'm struggling talking at the moment because I've already talked about it. Pisses me off. You've got both centre-backs. Oh, I'm just going to stand in the middle. Firstly, again, where's the midfield? Again, because if you look at the area again, where's the midfielders in the box, even if they're there? Because let's just say it is headed. It's headed out. I think it's more likely to go to a Forest player than a Leeds player. Because the only players in the box are like red shirts, I swear. And, like, the midfielders aren't in the box, aren't in the positions, aren't blocking their man. So they have a couple of players actually open. And it's just so simple. Just a cross into the middle, flick on into the back post, back into the back of the net, into the back corner. And they go 2-1 up. Morgan Gibbs White scores. You don't leave Morgan Gibbs White with that much space. You just don't. And then, of course, the 3-1, the penalty. Oh, yeah, then Fark makes all of his subs, brings on Pirro, DCL, James, and then later on brings on Strauch and Harrison. Harrison gives away a penalty, 3-1, game over. And I mean, this is one thing I'll always say about Fark that I don't like is his substitutions. He's always reactive and not proactive. Because if you look at Sean Dyche and what Sean Dyche did, he was proactive. He's like, okay, the game's not going for us at the moment, and it's not going the way I want it to go. I'm going to make these 3 subs. I'm even going to bring off like Igor Jesus, who was playing very well. I'm going to bring him off. He was having a good performance. Dimonguez, who was having a good performance as well. I'm going to bring him off. And then look what happens. Those subs work, and one of them whips the ball in for Gibbs White to score. And if Gibbs White's not there, by the way, it keeps going to the back where there's another one of those subs. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been an Awani. But there's another sub there who would have just popped in the back of the net because he was open. Again, Biol and Rodon just left 2 players open, unmarked in the box. Like, it's so confusing. And that's why I don't put it all on Fark. Blame has to go at both the players and Daniel Fark. Now, with the board, I would understand the board sucking Daniel Fark in this transfer window, in this international break. I would understand it. I'm not personally Fark out, but I would understand if they didn't. I wouldn't be mad if they did it because I could see why. We have to go for him. We have to try and stay up. But the board have failed him with what they've signed in attack, especially 15 million. And then you decide to sign DCL as your main striker, by the way. Let's not forget that's what he was signed for, the main striker, DCL. And when he came on, right, and he had 2 chances, he had a header, which he should have done better at. And he had another header, which was like right in front of the goal. I think he should have done better. But both times, I'm just sat like this. I don't think he's going to hit the back of the net. I don't trust him to hit the back of the net. I don't think he can score. He's not good enough. And you look at our top goal scorers, guess what? Mech is now tied top goal scorer. Mech is now tied top goal scorer, who, in my opinion, I've said this, should be getting more minutes. And I've been saying it multiple times. Should be getting more minutes. And look what happens when he starts. He puts the ball in the back of the net. Beautiful finish. Let's go through player ratings, and I guess let's rate the players. Lucas Perry, for me, I think he had a good performance. I'm going to give him a 6.5 because he did concede 3 goals. But I thought performance-wise, not really on him at all. Vogel, I thought, again, defensively from the fullbacks, I didn't think they were great. I thought they were a bit sloppy. I'm going to give him a 5.5. Rodon, I'm going to give a 5. A Beal, I'm going to give a 4.5. And then Goodmanson, I'm going to give a 5. I just think defensively and midfield-wise, we're poor. Ampadu, I think, was poor again. This is 2 poor performances in a row, in my opinion, from Ampadu. And yes, you can say, oh, he had that knee hurt because he got hit. And I'm like, okay, then you take him off. That's like, he was poor again, just like against Brian. Not as bad as Brian, but he was bad again. I'm giving him a 4.5. You then go into the 4 behind the striker, or the other 2 midfielders, sorry. Longstaff again. Longstaff was poor. I'm going to give him a 4. I'm going to give him a 5 because he did start the attack that led to the goal. So he won that header. He won the header that went into Okafor that created the goal. So I'm going to give him a decent, like a 5. Stack, I thought was poor. Like, he came in for Tanaka. Should he be starting ahead of Tanaka next game? The thing is, I don't know, because I don't think he was good either. 4.5, I thought he was poor as well. Then you get into the attack. Let's start with the left. I thought Aronson, performance-wise, I thought he played good again. I thought he had another good performance. Got the assist, did the right thing, played in Metro, who finished it. Yeah. Battles for every single ball. And I know you can't look at FPL, and people will say, why are you looking at FPL for this? But when he's top for defensive contributions again, and I'm like, he's doing things that some people just may not see. And when James comes on, he doesn't look better than Aronson. In my opinion, he looks worse than Aronson. So that's why I would still start Aronson in the next game. And I think he's deserved it with a good assist. You know, did the right thing, played in Metro. And James just isn't performing at all. You know, he even, like, James came on and yes, he could have scored. Like, he put a good shot, good save, you know. But for me, Aronson's still performing better. And you can't drop someone who's performing well. And then you go to the other side, Okafor. Okafor, for me, was good. I liked his performance. 7. I think he was good today. Did I even give a rating for Aronson? I'll give him a 6.5 if I didn't. I don't know, 6.5. And then you go to Okafor, who I'm going to give a 7. The bright spark in the team, of course, wins the flick after the flick on fire Longstaff. He makes that movement, run into the box. Not into the box, but runs through their team, basically, does well. And then lays off Aronson, who lays off Metro for the goal. And, you know, he did well for that. He's the bright spark in the team where you're like, if someone's going to create something, it will be Okafor. So I am going to give him a 7. And then you go up top with Lucas Metro. Again, I'm going to give him a 7 as well. Thought he was very good. Took his goal well. Being the player that's to hold it up against Murillo or Milenkovic is a very tough thing to do. You're not going to win a lot of your battles against those two because they're very good centre-backs and very strong and hard to, you know, it's hard to beat them in the air. It is hard to beat them in the air. It is hard to go against them because they're 2 brilliant centre-backs. But I thought Metro held his own in the game and I thought he did well. Of course, scored as well. The only striker at the team that can put the ball in the back of the net. I've been trying to tell people this for a while. But yeah, I was happy with his performance. And just, it's the defense for me. It's the defense again for me. Just sloppy defending for this entire, like, it just feels like we get open and then our defense just is so sloppy. And then the midfield just seem to not go back and help the defense. You know what I mean? They don't seem to go back and help the defense, which we need. We need them to help them defensively because it's not been good enough. It's just not been good enough by the midfield. All 3 midfielders, really, in the last 2 games especially. And then the defense as well, it's just all sloppy. It's just terrible. We're not playing well defensively at all. You know, and as I said, if Fark does get the sack, I will understand it. Do I think he should go? Personally, no. But I'm not Fark out. But I would understand if they did let him go because he's more reactive than, you know, he's not making the subs. He only makes the subs when things go wrong. He's only making the subs bang, 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 bang when we went 2-1 down. He didn't do it beforehand like Sean Dyche did, which worked for them and caused them to go 2-1 up. So, yeah, I could understand if they do sack him. If they do, they probably go Brendan Rodgers. I think that'll be their first choice. But, yeah, don't know. I'm not fully Fark out yet. But some things have to change. I don't know. Some things have to be worked on in this international break, especially defensively and the midfield. They need to work on tracking back and actually helping the defenders as well, not leaving players in open space in the penalty box area, you know, because then they're just not there. They're just not there. It just feels so open. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on players and stuff. But yeah, as I said, this is my second time doing this. I didn't want to do this again, to be honest. But yeah, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to help through the suffering. But yeah, it's the international break, so it's going to be full of just, I think I'm going to try and stay off Twitter as much as I can, because it's going to be actually absolutely terrible, because every day you're going to say, it's Fark out every single day. But yeah, that's all we're going to say. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Of course, we will be live tomorrow for your next day thoughts, and then we'll get into that tomorrow, so make sure you're there live. And yeah, I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.